Internet money.
Just
Internet money just got born.
another successful launch.
That was
What
sick.
you gonna do about it?
I literally opened up. I was like, am I on my following page? Because all I saw was, I went through a phase where I was scrolling for 15 seconds.
And that
it was
was every
legitimately
single
like
tweet?
20 tweets, every single one. It was on my For You page too. Nobody that I followed.
Yeah. I don't know. We didn't really coordinate a plan to launch it other than Internet Money's launching at 11 a.m. today. Put out a tweet and see what happens.
I'm excited.
And I think
to
there
run.
was just so much like camaraderie built up from people that were in Internet Money, like when it first released last year.
Yeah.
And they got so much value out of it the first time around that they felt obligated to make sure that everyone that they know now knows about this being an opportunity again.
Yep.
And like that was just a chain effect. And then you go into the actual group, and I think Daniel just put a tweet out that said, "Hey, if you join, like just shout us out on Twitter, tag me, I'll follow you back, I'll retweet you." And that just started a chain
There's just so much
reaction.
pent up demand from people that have been consuming our free education that still aren't ready for Client Ascension, but have built up enough goodwill in their mind to the point where like, I want to buy something.
Yes.
And it's just like that perfect starter course for them.
Yeah. Super successful launch. So like basically Internet Money, the best way to describe it is it's like the starter pathway to joining a program like Client Ascension. I think the tagline is like learn a skill, learn how to sell and deliver that skill in the form of getting clients to make your first $1,000 online. And guys like Eamon who are in Client Ascension now, Eamon has scaled all the way up to like $90,000 a month with his agency. He started by joining Internet Money when he was at zero, got his first client, like he learned the skill set, got his first client, invested into Client Ascension and continued his growth. And that's kind of what we're trying to recreate just by, I don't know why we got rid of Internet Money in the first place, but
Time commitment.
I'm happy we did because now we scrapped it. We made it way better. We brought in other coaches like Colin Schmelbeck to teach Google Ads, Max Sertefin to teach e-commerce, email marketing, Eamon to teach short form and content creation. So it's basically like Client Ascension, the same concept of bringing in other experts and coaches to teach their perspectives and their business models. And then obviously the core of it, like the offers, business models, cold email lead gen agencies taught by us.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for people to go through it and just see the results that it's able to help people get and how it kind of funnels into Client Ascension ultimately.
Yeah. And it's such a perfect product for beginners because everybody who hasn't bought something still is so skeptical. Like everything's a scam. This is bullshit. Like we dealt with that one guy who's got spaghetti for brains on Twitter there for a little bit. Like all those people who haven't like joined a mastermind are just uber skeptical. And we don't need the money from that. Really, it's just like a funnel to get people signed in Client Ascension that we're able to price it in such a way that just makes it like an absolute no-brainer. And we can just 10x over deliver very easily. So it's like the perfect thing to kind of like break down that limited belief, actually get them learning, actually get them making money. And then of course, obviously if things work out, they join Client Ascension.
Yeah. Because what we've realized, basically this is like a behind the scenes like conversation of like how we're approaching scaling a company like Client Ascension. So the biggest thing we realize is that there's a gap in the market between where someone is at now to where they need to be to join a program like Client Ascension. And you get on a sales call, if that gap is not filled, you lose that prospect, at least for the time being. And then you hope that email marketing, tweets, threads, YouTube videos are able to keep them engaged and eventually reel them back in when they are ready. But that's just not good enough, as we've come to find out. It's not going to allow us to grow the way we want to. And so we need to fill that gap with an actual product to get them started, which is now Internet Money. So the thought process is you send people to Internet Money first, get them that first result, and then you sell them into a program like Client Ascension rather than trying to get them to join Client Ascension cold from zero because it just was not scalable with that approach.
Yeah. And going from 0 to 1 is the hardest part of starting any business. So like you said, email marketing, like tweets, whatever we can do to stay in front of them is good. But realistically, as they're going through the hardest transition, if you don't have any control, like if you don't have them in a community where you can talk to them and actually help them out, 98% of the people just never get to that point.
Yeah, they need some exposure. So like we've always gone back and forth on this too, like sales, like who's qualified to join Client Ascension? Like they need to be at 10K a month. That's not necessarily true. It's kind of to your point. It's like they need to have gone from 0 to 1. And that can be in the form of literally starting an agency and signing their first client, even if that first client was paying them $500 a month, because that's what Eamon did. He got his first client paying him, I think, like $800 or $1,000 a month. That's what someone like Michael Rathman did. So it's not necessarily like a revenue mark that you have to get to join Client Ascension. It's just like you have to get the process started. And that first part of the process is what takes the most amount of time, the most amount of effort, and the most amount of skill development to then roll that momentum into a program like Client Ascension.
Yeah.
So interesting learnings. We just launched it today. I haven't looked in a couple of hours, but we were at like 130 people that joined for $35 a month. So we got rich today, guys.
You got what?
What car are you gonna buy?
I don't know.
With
I don't even have a car, bro.
$3,000 or something.
130 people at $35 a month. So yeah, we're rich. We could buy dinner tonight.
Nice.
Steak specifically.